Hi everyone, Paraskeria, it's Friday, I'm Mr. Smith and today we're going to be extending the class on the verb khona. Today we're going to be looking at what we have, what you formally have, what you all have, and what they have. And a few comments on the way that we use this in the past, present and future. So if you're ready, let's go. Slide 1 deals with the fact that English is considered to be a modern language, and I don't want to say that Georgian isn't. I'd like to say that you can freestyle in the English language in certain ways that you simply can't do in Georgian, but on the other hand, you can't do certain things that you are allowed to do in Georgian with the English language. Both languages are so different that if you're a native speaker or you are very comfortable speaking in English, you're going to have to decouple your dependency on the Anglo-Saxon structures and start to really concentrate on this Georgian structures because it will actually give you more confidence with the verb. Here's an example. Number 1, I have a big bag. 2, I have got a big bag. 3, I've got a big bag. 3, different sentences, same meaning. In Georgian, it's the same sentence. It is literally translated the same way. But the freestyling in Georgian comes with your pronoun use and your word order. Me didi chanta maks. Almost seems like the perfect translation. You could say me maks didi chanta. You could also say didi chanta maks. You could also say maks didi chanta. You could also say didi chanta mak. Or me mak didi chanta. The point being is that in this case, the word order cannot be changed. The flexibility comes with the phraseology. Here, it's more about word order and just omitting what is basically the unchangeable translation. Let's look at the unchangeable translation for us, medashen. Chwen gvaks didi chanta. Didi chanta gvaks. Chwen gvaks didi chanta. Again, it's simply freestyling on word order and choosing whether or not you're going to use the pronoun. And again, we have to release our dependency on the pronoun. Here in English, the pronouns are very important. We cannot change the word order. So we are restricted in our English use when we feel that we're actually being given a freestyle option in English. So just pay careful attention to that. The next thing is basically if you're asking a question, looking at these examples, it should be quite obvious. In English, it's a 6-word question. In Georgian, it can be a 3-word question. Do you have a big bag? Tkwen, not chwen, not medashen. Tkwen, I'm talking to you formally or you as a group. Tkwen didi chanta gakt. Tkwen didi chanta gakt. Maybe I don't want to use tkwen because gakt already tells me that it's you. So, didi chanta gakt. Or, gakt didi chanta. Here we can see that it's reduced to a 3-word question. Here's another observation coming from mistakes that I frequently make as a British citizen speaking English and trying to get Georgian right, pluralizing when it's not necessary, using the verb khona. Ki, this is correct. Gakt rame inglisuri tsigni. Gakt rame inglisuri tsigni. Do you have any English books? Arra tells us that this is not correct. Gakt rame inglisuri tsignebi. Gakt rame inglisuri tsignebi. The pluralization is not necessary here. Ki tsigni. Ara tsignebi. Of course, this any, you could remove that too. Gakt inglisuri tsigni. But I like to use the word any because in fact there is a Georgian equivalent and it's worth learning at this stage. Slide 2, without complicating things any further, I would just like to follow the usual structure, past, present and future of have. We had chwen gvkonda. We have ჩვენ გვაქვს. We will have ჩვენ გვექნება. Let's say that yesterday gushin asi lari gvkonda. Ჩვენ gvkonda gushin asi lari. We had that money. Does it mean that we used to have that money and we don't have it now? Yes. Are we changing what we had to what we used to have? No. Be aware of this in the past. In English, often, if you had 100 lari yesterday, you may still have it now. In Georgian, the question is, why are you commenting on something that you did have if you still have it? And so this actually frequently should be translated as, I used to have 100 lari, commenting that presently it's not in my possession. Gushin asi lari gvkonda. This really does mean you have to have a good concept of the verb used to in English to operate the past in the verb khona in Georgian. Sounds complicated, but let's use some examples. Achla puli ar gvaks. Achla puli ar gvaks. I check my pockets, you check your pockets, there's no money in them. Achla puli ar gvaks. Chval a tasi lari gwekneba. Ჩვენ gwekneba chval a tasi lari. We're going to have 1,000 lari tomorrow. Here's another example with any. We didn't have any good ideas. Let's say again yesterday, you know. Kargi ideebi ar gvkonda ჩვენ. Kargi ideebi ar gvkonda gushin. Any here giving us the negative ar. If I wanted to say that we did, in fact, have some good ideas yesterday, these are things that we don't physically have. I could say, gushin kargi ideebi gvkonda. And that would be translated into English as some. Yesterday we had some good ideas. So again, just keep the contrast between English and the comparison between Georgian in mind with khona. Achla saintereso gegma gwaks. Ჩვენ gwaks saintereso gegma achla. Male soon. ჩვენ გვექნება სტრატეგია. Male ჩვენ გვექნება სტრატეგია. We will have a strategy soon. We don't have one now. One thing I would like to add, now that we're looking at ჩვენ გვაქვს, if we use a similar structure, ჩვენ გვცალია tells the listener that we are free, that we have time, that we are available, that we are not occupied. ჩვენ გვცალია. If we're not available, we don't have time, we're not free, we are occupied, then ჩვენ არ გვცალია. Similarly in the past, gushin ჩვენ გვეცალა, gushin ჩვენ გვეცალა, gushin ჩვენ არ გვეცალა. We didn't have time. We were not available. We were busy. There are so many ways in English to get that out, and in Georgian it's simplified in this way. In the future, ჩვენ, let's say tsota khanshi, in a little while, tsota khanshi ჩვენ გვეცლება. Tsota khanshi ჩვენ გვეცლება. We will be available soon. We are not going to be occupied soon. We are going to be free soon. We are going to be available soon. Frankly speaking, the English options are exhausting, but the Georgian options are oriented around this structure without the use of the word dro. Slide 3 allows us to step really inside now, thinking in Georgian instead of translating into English. Here's an example I'm going to give you. Grzeli tma gkondat. Tkwen gkondat. Grzeli tma. This would mean that you used to have long hair. Grzeli tma gkondat. This sentence, using gkondat, the past of khona, makes no sense at all in a plural form. It almost makes no sense at all with had. So please be aware in this case that we're going to say grzelitzma gukondat tkwen really only says one thing, that you probably have short hair now. Logically. Achla puli gakt tkwen. In this case, you as a group could all have many. So this is a little bit less complex. Gakt tkwen achla puli. Later on, am saramos puli geknebat. Am saramos puli geknebat. You will have money in the afternoon, in the evening. Here's another example, just a little bit more modern variants here, things that are more useful. You had my mobile charger. Does this mean that you used to have it in my mind? Does it mean that I know that you had it and I don't have it myself, so it must still be in your possession? So in this case, chemi teleponis damteni gkondat. Chemi teleponis damteni gkondat. Tkwen. Think about it. You had my mobile charger. I saw you with it. I don't have it. I'm kind of saying, do you still have it? Sa intereso gegma gaft. You have an interesting plan. You or you all. Sa intereso gegma gaft. Male, or as we used before, tsota khanshi geknebat strategia. Tkwen male geknebat strategia. You'll have a strategy soon. Slide 4. Yep, one more. You can do it. I'd like to talk about having a house. Whether you do or don't, it's kind of obvious to illustrate what they or they did or didn't have. Kondat, no ha. Mat kondat, mat akt, mat eknebat. Mat kondat ori sachli. Mat kondat ori sachli. Remember, don't say mat kondat ori sachlebi. We don't want to say it in plural. Mat kondat ori sachli suggests that they used to have two houses, that they don't have two houses now. That right now there aren't two houses in their possession. Mat achla sachli acht. Mat acht sachli achla or sachli acht. Mat. You're getting the hang of it, I hope. Let's look into the future. Let's be a bit more optimistic. They'll have a house soon enough. Mat tsota khanshi. Tsota khanshi in a while, in the coming future, in not so much of a big time. The concept here in the translation is quite vague and elastic. But trust me, it sounds extremely optimistic. Mat tsota khanshi sachli eknebat. Tsota khanshi sachli eknebat. Yesterday, Gushin mat kargi idea kondat. Gushin mat kargi idea kondat. They had a really good idea yesterday. Achla mat sa intereso gegma act. Mat act sa intereso gegma. In the future, male or tsota khanshi. Male being a little bit more concrete with the time frame being soon. Mat male eknebat sachli. Mat male eknebat sachli. They'll have a house or a home soon. That's the last slide of today. Thank you so much for your attention. Next week, we're taking a look at khona. Now, khona is a verb that really dictates the way we talk about things that are alive, with a few exceptions which I'll mention next week. So, have a good weekend and I'll see you then. Bye.